Feeling stuck like you, don't know what to do. I know there's more in you, but you cannot see it. There's a remedy, and I've got the strategy. It's time to turn your dreams into a reality. Push, and I'ma help you. 'Cause it's time to. And I'ma help you. 'Cause it's time to.
Hi, welcome again to another episode of Push Talk Podcast. This is your host, Ose Sesay, your push strategist, here to push you towards your purpose and business career beyond. As you know, make sure that if this is your first time joining, subscribe, like us, follow us, share with a friend. This is all about motivational messages to help encourage you as you're on this journey to purpose. So, this month, all month long, we have been talking about business foundations, business school 101. We talked about various topics, how to gain valuable clients, how to discover your business, what is it you should do. We talked about a whole lot, and today we are going to be talking about how to successfully pitch your product or service. This is a huge one because most businesses may have all the T's crossed, all the I's dotted, but they just don't have that sales pitch or that winning pitch to help really reel in and keep their customers coming. So today I'm going to talk a little bit about how I discovered my pitch and ways that you can be successful in making yours. So, first of all, before we even get into pitching and all that fun stuff, let's just talk about what a pitch is. What is a pitch? Why is a pitch important? All those things we're going to cover. But let's start off with what a pitch is. So, for those of you who are not familiar with pitching, a pitch is pretty much a business pitch. It's pretty much your business plan that you present to your potential investors to secure funding. In addition, it also can be something that you pitch daily to your customers that come in your store. Of course, we always want to authentically connect with every customer if we're selling a product, right? Or service, but you still want to be able to know your product and service so much that you're pitching it with confidence and making your customer believe that, hey, I need to have this because I can feel their passion and the conviction behind what they're selling me or sharing with me. And it's going to help me get better in whatever way that is. You'll find great pitches on shows like Shark Tank. Honestly, that's the number one pitch show. If you're not familiar with Shark Tank, I definitely would recommend for you to watch it. It really gives you a great idea on how to pitch, and you'll find those who pitch on there. They're very succinct, to the point, very confident, and a lot of it is about how they even present themselves, just in regards to their demeanor, being excited, the volume of their voice. Really being able to feel that passion. That's a lot of times we think like businesses are so like, oh my gosh, this business is so unique, that's why they're winning customers. No, sometimes there's so many businesses that are just alike, that's in the same market, that have the same product, but it's how what differentiates them is how one person is able to sell that versus another. So how you sell your product and service is huge, how you pitch it is huge. And I want to talk even more. Let's dig in a little deeper on why to pitch. Pitching is important because it helps build your confidence, especially for new business owners or business owners in general. As you pitch, you understand the who, what, when, where, why about your business. You start to really get more familiar. You go from this, the first 3 months when you're dating somebody is like the introduction. You're getting to know them. As you're new in business, you're getting to know your product. You're getting to learn what's working, what's not working. And then once you move from that honeymoon stage, you go into kind of the, trial and error stage where you're like, okay, we're having our first fight. We're seeing things aren't getting along. You're seeing that your product or service isn't getting the customers you want. As you pitch and sell, you're like, people are, they're coming, but they're not staying. They're coming, but they're not buying. What's going on? Where is this relationship going with my business? Right. And then once you get through those, trials and tribulation stage, then you move to, okay, I'm learning him or her. I'm learning this business. I'm getting it. I know what makes them tick. I know what makes them happy. I know, all that fun stuff as you're in the dating world. We're relating it to business here. But you start to really understand, and it helps build your confidence as you are, you're really going over this pitch and fine tuning it and making sure that you're adjusting it to work for everybody, or at least for those who are your customers, your targeted customers. So I think that when you're pitching, it also is a journey too, because you're where I started off with my initial pitch, to customers and clients. It's changed significantly from day one of my business, because there's some things I've gotten rid of, there's some things I've added based on me feeling like, hey, this isn't really what I want my business to represent. This isn't the first thing I want customers to know. It doesn't really fit into what my goal is. And I learned it after doing it sometimes and really evaluating. So you want to make sure you build that confidence with pitching, and then you really get to understand your woo factor, which is, you hear all the time, unique value proposition. What makes you unique? What makes you set apart? And as you pitch more and you really fine tune your product, you understand what makes it unique. You start to discover ways to make it more unique. And that's super important too in this pitching process, really getting an understanding of what makes people woo. Like, is it, oh, okay, they love my clothes, but they really love, like, when I say this one thing every time I tell them about my story, or when I tell them my personal connection to this, I see their demeanor changes and they're like, wow, I want to support you. I want to buy this t-shirt. I hear how much you put into it. Whatever that thing is, really discovering your woo factor and making sure you use that unique value to help really win that investor or that customer. And then also, when you pitch, you become more clear and succinct on those who, what, when, where, whys. I know I mentioned that earlier, but that's important, because I think sometimes as new business owners, for those that are new or thinking of starting a business, we can be sometimes all over the place, and people can't follow you, and they're like, well, I want to support, but I'm not clear. This doesn't seem to make sense. And it just, that all comes from a lack of confidence. So as you do this over and over, you begin to realize, okay, I know what my who, my what, my when, my where, my why is, and what makes me unique. And I can just go ahead and keep going with this pitch until I find the people who are in my tribe and believe in that in me too. So that's one thing on why to pitch. So we talked a little bit about what a pitch is, why to pitch. Now let's talk a little bit about how to pitch. So there's several ways that you can pitch, depending on the type of business you had. Like I said, you have those who are front facing with customers in the storefront, or selling a product online. You're gonna, especially with online, it is a little challenging, but your tools for pitching there are going to be your social media. They're going to be that digital marketing, because you're going to have 30 seconds if you're using IG Reels or whatever it is you use to really sell yourself. So you want to, again, make sure it's very clear, concise, and you're able to kind of leave people with a, I want to know more, and head to your website. Okay, that's the goal when you're an online store. You want to really use those social media platforms to create videos and content that really give you that 30-second or less pitch on your who, what, when, where, why, and what sets you apart. If you have a storefront, like I said, you're pitching every day to customers as they come in your store, they're buying your product. You have to make sure you have not, if you're the owner and you're not there, that your staff is engaged. What is it that we stand for? What does our company, want to relate to our guests, and how are we making sure that we're articulating that every time they come in the store. So you want to be able to have that front face pitch ready every time with your team. And then as the manager, making sure that you carry on that every day wherever you go, about your business, as you're seeking new vendors in your store, or you're seeking new products, or you're seeking new people to come in and shop. Be ready to pitch and sell your services. And then the most common one, those are everyday examples I gave, but the most common is going to be when you're really sitting in front of an investor, or you have a business that you have clients and you're trying to gain new clients. You want to create something visual where they can really know, okay, this is how I pitch, and or this is their who, what, when, where, why. I'm able to really see the storyline. It all makes sense. I'm able to understand what they offer uniquely. It looks beautiful. I feel it. The colors, everything goes well, because when they're actually looking at a visual, you want to give them not only a feel, but you want to show them facts. Because, when you're in front of that investor, if you watch Shark Tank, like I referenced earlier, you don't have much time to really sell that business. And you want to make sure that you give them facts to show why you're even worth investing in, or being hired for that opportunity. So I would say, when it comes to the how, it's something that is really going to take in-depth training and support. And I'm excited to share with you guys today on the podcast that in June, I will be offering a how to pitch class, where you're going to get a pitch deck template, and we're going to really talk as a group and talk about where you stuck, what are ways to really pull out those things in your business as together, and evaluate your business and figure out how can we make sure your pitch deck stands out, where you're able to get more clients, more customers, and be successful. So I want you all to make sure, if you are not a Push Strategist Insider yet, you need to go ahead and do that now, so you can be made aware when that class launches, so you can be the first to sign up. Becoming an insider is really cool with Push Strategist LLC, because you're the first to know about classes, new programs, things that we're doing to help support you, new podcast episodes. You're the first to know about everything going on in our business, and you're a partner to us, and we love you. You're like family. So you might as well just go on ahead and join the Push Strategist LLC family and go become an insider. It's super simple. If you go to our website, pushstrategist.com, on the bottom of the page, you will see where you can register to become an insider and follow our mailing list. And from there, voila, you are already an insider, and you will find out about our next pitch deck class. And insiders do get discounts. Many times we give insiders discounts, so you can be able to join and save your coins. Because as business owners, we are always trying to save. We spend on what we need to, of course, because we won't be cheap with our businesses, but we save where we can, and we love a good sale or discount, right? All right, so make sure you go ahead and become an insider. But as I shared today, we talked about what is a pitch, why pitch, and how to pitch. And as we go into more of the hows, you're going to get that specific hand holding on our class, where we'll be able to really hone in on your exact business. So share this with a friend. Make sure we thank you so much for joining us. Make sure, if this is your first time, go back, listen to our other episodes in our series, Business School 101. Go back and listen to other seasons. We've brought great guests on to help push you towards your purpose in business, career, and beyond. My name is Ose Sesay, and I am out, guys. See you next week on Push, or hear you next week, or hear me next week on Push Talk Podcast. Thank you for joining.